The scent of freshly pressed linens and Donna's luxurious perfume lingered in the air. I stood at the foot of the grand staircase, watching as my mother meticulously adjusted the family portrait in the lavish living room. Sunlight streamed to the bay windows, casting a golden glow over the pristine furniture. Everything had to be perfect. Everything except me. "Tiffany, move aside," Donna commanded, her manicured fingers flicking dismissively. "We need the picture to look good." A knot tightened in my stomach. "But I'm part of the family," I argued. She turned to me, her gaze cold and unyielding. "You'll ruin the photo. You always look out of place." Her words stung like a slap. The photographer shifted uncomfortably. My father checked his watch with indifference, and Jackson smirked. Gemma, twirling a flawless golden curl around her finger, pretended not to hear. "Mom's right," Jackson added. "You throw off the whole aesthetic." My fists clenched. I just wanted to be in one picture. Donna let out an exasperated sigh. "Enough. Go to your room." Humiliation burned through me. Without another word, I turned and ran upstairs, slamming my door shut. Laughter echoed from below, followed by the sharp click of the camera shutter. I collapsed onto my bed, burying my face in the pillow. Invisible, unwanted. Then an idea ignited in me. Brushing away my tears, I reached for my cassette player. As my favorite song crackled through the speakers, I sang, letting my voice rise above their laughter, filling the space they refused to let me have. A knock at the door. Tiffany. Not my mother, not my father. Grandfather James, the only person who ever looked at me with warmth. I hesitated, then opened the door. His kind eyes met mine. "I heard you singing." I lowered my gaze. I was just... He rested a reassuring hand on my shoulder. "You have a gift. Don't let them take that from you." "But, Mom..." He scoffed. She wouldn't recognize talent if it stood right in front of her. A small, bitter laugh escaped me. "If you want to sing, I'll help you," he continued. "I'll make sure you have everything you need. Come with me tomorrow. I want to show you something." Downstairs, the camera flashed, capturing their perfect family moment, without me. And for the first time, I realized I didn't need to be in their picture. I would create one of my own. The next day, he took me to a small music school on the outskirts of town. The moment I stepped inside, something shifted within me. A girl's voice soared through the hall as she practiced her scales. The walls were covered with photographs of past students who had once been nobodies. Just like me, I spoke to the instructor. James said, "She agreed to listen to you." Panic coiled in my chest. Before I could protest, a stern-looking woman with sharp eyes entered the room. "Sing," she instructed. My hands trembled. Taking a deep breath, I closed my eyes and let my voice flow. Raw, unfiltered, carrying years of unspoken pain. I finished. Silence hung heavy in the air. The instructor turned to James. "She has talent," she admitted, "but raw talent needs refinement." James gave my shoulder a reassuring squeeze. "I can help her." That was all it took. I glanced between them, and for the first time, something shifted within me. Something that felt like hope. Lessons began the following week. My mother barely noticed when I left each evening, too absorbed in planning family events I was never invited to. Grandfather covered my training costs without ever making me feel like a burden. "This isn't charity," he would remind me. "It's an investment in you. One day you'll understand." Under my instructor's relentless guidance, my voice transformed. The early days were grueling. Scales, breath control, refining tone. My throat ached, and some nights exhaustion threatened to break me. But each time I faced a mirror and sang, I felt stronger. 3 months in, she pushed me to perform at the school's recital. The mere thought of stepping on stage sent my stomach into knots. But Grandfather sat in the front row, his steady gaze anchoring me. As I stepped into the spotlight, the world around me blurred. The piano's first note sent my pulse racing. I inhaled deeply and began to sing. My voice soared. When the final note faded, the silence was suffocating. Then, suddenly, applause. Strangers clapped. Someone whistled. My eyes searched for Grandfather, finding him on his feet, beaming with pride. That night when I returned home, Donna barely glanced up from her magazine. "Where were you?" "At a recital." She smirked. "Singing again? That won't get you anywhere." I met her gaze, standing a little taller than before. "We'll see." Later that night, lying in bed, I made myself a silent vow. I wouldn't be just another voice lost in the background. I would become someone they couldn't ignore. The night of the Voices regional competition buzzed with energy. Backstage, I could feel the anticipation, the low murmur conversations, the distant notes of a pianist warming up. My name was third on the program. Perfect timing, not too soon, not too late. I clutched grandfather's lucky silver coin, pressing it into my palm as I steadied my breath. "Don't let nerves steal what's already yours," Grandpa James whispered beside me, his voice calm and steady. I nodded. This moment belonged to me. Stepping onto the stage, everything else melted away. The blinding lights blurred the faces in the audience, but I knew Donna wasn't there. She had never cared for my music, but that no longer mattered. The first note escaped my lips, and the hush in the auditorium was almost haunting. My voice filled the space. Strong, unwavering, demanding to be heard. I poured every ounce of heartache, longing, and resilience into my performance. When the final note rang out, silence held the room for a single breathless second. Then, an eruption of applause. Scanning the crowd, my eyes found Grandpa James. His proud smile made every struggle, every rejection, worth it. As I stepped off stage, a woman in a sharp navy blue suit intercepted me. "Tiffany Walker?" she asked, extending her hand. "I'm Lillian Grant, a talent scout for the National Vocal Academy. I'd love to talk about your future." My breath hitched. This wasn't just a victory. It was a door swinging wide open. That night, as I cradled my winner's trophy, a realization settled in. Donna had spent years trying to erase me from our family, but now I had become impossible to ignore. My name was everywhere, on competition boards, programs, announcements. Tiffany Walker, winner. After the Voices competition, my world shifted at an overwhelming pace. The National Vocal Academy granted me a scholarship, and within weeks, I had settled into a modest yet promising dormitory in the heart of the city. My days became a relentless cycle of rigorous training, vocal drills, stage presence techniques, diction exercises, and exhausting rehearsals that pushed my limits. Some nights, I collapsed onto my bed, my throat raw, my body aching, but I never complained. I had fought too hard to let anything break me now. One evening, after an especially grueling practice, my phone buzzed with an unfamiliar number. I hesitated before answering. "Tiffany?" The voice was hesitant, almost uncertain. A chill ran down my spine. "Donna." I gripped the phone tighter. "What do you want?" My tone was cold, detached. "I saw you on TV," she murmured. Her voice was softer than I remembered, almost foreign. "You were incredible. I thought maybe we could get together, celebrate your success as a family." Family. The word cut deep. My fingers curled around the phone as sarcasm dripped from my voice. "Oh, I didn't think I belonged in family pictures. Wouldn't want to ruin the moment." A sharp inhale on the other end. A pause. Then, almost pleading, "Tiffany, that was a long time ago. I ended the call. The next morning, I sent a package to her doorstep. Inside was an elegant box containing a 1-year membership to an exclusive spa, only the finest treatments money could buy. Resting on top was a framed autograph photo of me, shimmering in gold. At the bottom, I had scrawled in bold letters, "A picture without all of you, since you ruined the last one." Once, I had been the girl erased from family memories. Now, I was a name they could never forget. Fame had a strange way of rewriting history. The girl once deemed unworthy of a family portrait now graced magazine covers. My name lit up marquees and my voice filled concert halls. The one they cast aside had become impossible to overlook. By 19, I had cemented my place in the music world. My talent took me across borders, winning competitions, performing on prestigious stages, and living a reality I had only dreamed of. Through it all, I never forgot the one person who had always believed in me, Grandfather James. With my success, I gave back to the man who had given me everything. I took him on luxurious vacations, ensuring he experienced the comfort he had never sought for himself. I bought my own apartment, a space entirely mine, a testament to everything I had built. One afternoon, my manager handed me an envelope, no return address, but I recognized the handwriting instantly. Donna. I hesitated, then opened it. Inside was an old family photograph, my mother, father, and sister standing perfectly poised in their pristine outfits. But something was missing. Me. A faint crease along the edge revealed where I had once stood before being cut out. My chest tightened, but before I could dwell on it, I noticed another photo tucked behind it, a newer one. In it, my mother stood alone in a dimly lit room, clutching the framed picture I had sent her. She looked older, wearier. At the bottom of the image, a handwritten note. I was wrong. I exhaled slowly, feeling neither triumph nor sorrow. The past couldn't be rewritten, but I had already won. I had built this life without them. I had succeeded despite them. That night, under the brilliance of stage lights, I stood before an electrified crowd, microphone in hand. My heart pounded, not from fear, but from exhilaration. I lifted my gaze toward the heavens. "This one's for you, Grandpa," I whispered. Then I sang. My voice soared, carrying every ounce of struggle, perseverance, and victory. The audience erupted in applause, their cheers drowning out every painful memory. I was no longer just a name. I was a voice the world would never forget.